All right, everyone, you listen to Show Talk with Angela Butler. I am Angela Butler. Today, the interview is with Miss Nikita Myers. Miss Myers is from Texas. She will tell you what city she is from. Her son is Mr. Fabian Dante Scott. He is in the Beaumont City Jail. He's been there since he was 23 years old. He is now 26. He should not be in this jail. Mr. Ricky Jason provided me Miss Nikita Myers' information, and we've been talking. And her son has had a 4.3 GPA. He has an Associate of Arts degree. They've had this young man, Mr. Fabian Dante Scott, in jail for 3 years for no reason. He should not be there. Like I was saying, they have him for sex trafficking. But there's a gentleman that's in jail also who's got 20 years, I believe, for sex trafficking, who has said that Mr. Scott had nothing to do with this. Mr. Fabian Dante Scott had absolutely nothing to do with any sex trafficking. So they have this young black man in jail for no reason. He should not be there. There's absolutely no reason why this young man should be in jail. So without much delay, this is Miss Nikita Myers. How are you doing, Miss Myers?
All righty, you.
I'm doing good. I'm doing real good. So your son is in jail and he's been there for 3 years. Would you tell people the story? Tell people how this started and why this young black man who has not committed a crime, why is he there? Tell the whole story. Tell it from beginning to end.
Okay, they locked him up. They locked my son up March the 1st. They locked him up March the 1st and picked him up. He was at his girlfriend's house out here in Rampart Apartments. They picked him up because they got a phone call. Somebody had called them and told them that my son was out there sex trafficking. So they picked my son up, and when they picked my son up, they indicted him without even a case filed. He's been in there. He done had a lawyer. His first lawyer was Langston Adams, and he like went to court twice with Langston Adams. He had another lawyer, Marvin Lewis, and when Marvin Lewis took over, Marvin Lewis is the court appointed lawyer. When he had Marvin Lewis for the court appointed lawyer, he wasn't doing nothing. But when Faye was supposed to go to court, I think that was like probably in April or whatever. We talked to Marvin Lewis. He called me and my husband on the side, and he told us that he had knew my son had been set up. He said that when he asked the girls who was Fabian, they told him that they didn't know who they didn't know no Fabian. And then he also said that the girl said the dude was dark and had one tattoo. My son is yellow bone. His body is full of tattoos. Mind you, my son been in jail almost 3 years for two sex trafficking charges. And he never went to court. Every time they scheduled him a court date, they reset it. He just basically sitting in jail. They got a DEA. They got a video stating that somebody that Jake Jones had said on a video stating that my son Fabian Dante Scott didn't have nothing to do with sex trafficking, but the DEA don't want to give it to nobody. That's evidence stating that he's innocent, but the DEA don't want to give it to nobody. Basically, my son, he's just sitting in jail. He's a good kid. He never had a criminal record in his life. He went to 4 colleges. He went to Fort Scott University. He got signed at Graceland University. He went to Arkansas Baptist where he graduated public administration, a social degree. Then he went to Marshall, Texas. Basically, he just sitting in jail under $1 million bond. He been in jail under $1 million bond for 3 years. And I feel like if they didn't give him no time or he's not going to court, I feel like they should let him go.
They should let your son go. My
Yes, ma'am.
understanding is that you could not keep people in jail but for less than a year. Why is he there? It's because he's been indicted, right?
Yes, ma'am.
He's been indicted. So has
Yes,
he been
ma'am.
found guilty? That means he's been
No,
found
ma'am.
guilty?
No,
No,
ma'am. He
he's
haven't.
just been
Like
charged.
he haven't went to court or nothing to fight for his case. And they had two other men that was on the case. One of them signed for 20 years, and the other one I don't know what he signed for, but he pleaded guilty too. And I got a text message yesterday from Jake Jones' wife telling me that they wanted to get in touch with Fabian lawyer because they wanted to tell Fabian lawyer that Fabe was innocent, and they feel like that Fabe they need to let Fabe go because Jake Jones finna go do he finna go do time, and he feel like that once he go do time that they gonna just keep Fabe up in there and he's innocent. So basically, they know, like I say, the DEA got the proof stating that my son is innocent, but he won't give it to the I got him a private investigator, and he have a lawyer, and a private investigator told us that they had to subpoena the DEA because the DEA wouldn't give them the evidence stating that my son was innocent. They still don't have the evidence stating that my son is innocent, but the DEA have the video. So basically, they just got him sitting in jail. He don't know what's going on because nobody's telling him nothing. He's sitting in there. He been in there under $1 million bond since he been in jail almost 3 years. He got locked up when he was 23 years old. He's 26, and it's not fair.
It's now 2023. And he was locked up when?
He got locked up in March 2020.
All right. So how
And
is
I
he doing?
he's not doing too good at all because he's not the type of kid that's to just sit up in jail or whatever. But when, like I was saying, was Marvin Lewis was his attorney at the time. I had went to Domino's, and I got this lady. Her name was Anitra. She worked there. She do deliveries and stuff. She wrote a note stating that at the time this incident happened, that Fabian was in there ordering his food. She said she even gave Fabian her employee discount. She wrote a letter, and I gave it to Marvin Lewis. They still didn't do nothing. They just basically, they know he innocent, and they just got my son sitting in jail, and it's not fair. They need to let him go. He just sitting in jail. The other two men, they didn't plead guilty. One in third got one of them. He plead, he got time or whatever. He finna go to prison. And Fabian, he just sitting in jail. Everything getting done to other people, but he just sitting in jail, and it's not fair because he's not a bad kid. I got all his videos from when he went to college playing football. I got his public administration or social degree certificate in my room right now. I can go get it and show it to you guys. Everybody that know my son know he's a good kid. Know he'd have been to 4 colleges. It's basically, if you ask me, I say he was set up. It's like a jealousy thing because they know that he had his whole career ahead of him. He was finna go to the army before he got locked up. Basically, he just sitting in jail. They just got him sitting in jail under $1 million bonds. Nobody telling him nothing. He's not going to court. They've been resetting it. I found out he's supposed to go to court next month, but they didn't give me the date. They just say he's supposed to go to court in November, and he's gonna be he number one on the docket. But who's to say they're not gonna reset that one either? He been getting reset since he been in jail, and it's not fair because by him being a black young man, he still have constitutional rights. He should be able to go to court and fight for his case or whatever. They're not letting him do nothing. All he doing is just sitting in jail, and it's not fair. They even what they call it. They even examined him to make sure he wasn't crazy. They examined him twice to make sure he wasn't crazy, and he passed both times. He just basically sitting in jail, and it's not fair. I did a rally for him or whatever. We had the Channel 12 news. They never put it on the news or nothing like that. I mean, I had Mr. Ricky Jason. He's an activist. He tried to help us and everything. I think they just dirty, and they just got my son sitting in jail, and they know he innocent, and it's not fair. And I'm glad I'm doing this here because Jefferson County Correctional Facility, he's
You're
in
breaking up,
downtown
man.
jail.
You're breaking up.
Do you hear me now? You hear me now?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Jefferson
ma'am.
County Correctional Facility just got my son sitting in jail under $1 million bond. They got people that did other things, and they bond lesser than my son. And it's not
You're
fair.
still
He's a good
breaking up.
kid.
You're
He's
breaking
a
up. You were doing better where you were sitting there,
right
the
here,
way you were sitting. Yes, ma'am. That's
right here.
better.
He's a good kid and shouldn't have to go through that. And I feel like it's not fair, and justice needs to be done.
No, it's not fair that your son is in jail. Your son should not be in jail. Um, Mr. Ricky Jason believes that too. And if they have some information or something to take him to court on, they should do it. It's obvious they don't have anything.
That's
Either
what I
waiting
said.
for
I
him to
feel
commit a crime in jail or have a breakdown. They're destroying a young black man's future. and it makes no sense.
That's what I said. I feel like they just like I said when he was like when it was 3 months ago before he even came to years. I feel like anytime somebody have a case and they have a charge or they have something they can charge him with or whatever. He would have been with the court or been with the trial or whatever else. It's going on 3 years and he just sitting in jail. Nobody's telling him nothing. He don't even know what's going on. It's nobody telling him nothing. And when he has a lawyer, his lawyer is Bruce Cobbs. And when I talked to his lawyer to try to see if he knew anything or if anything was going on, everything come out his mouth is he don't want to upset Judge Stevenson. He more worried about Judge Stevenson than his client, my son Fabian. Everybody's just basically missing over him and he's just sitting in jail. And it's not fair. It's not fair at all. Because I'm pretty sure if it was one of their kids and their kids was innocent and their kids was going through this and they work for law enforcement, they would have got them out or it wouldn't even happen like that. And it's not fair. He don't deserve that. He's a good kid. He manable. Every time he talk to somebody, yes ma'am, no ma'am, yes sir, no sir. I mean he is manable. I don't have no bad kids. And he's suffering because he's in there. He not used to doing no jail time. Like I said, it's almost 3 years my son been in jail and he never been to court. He never been to court. He don't even know what's going on. All he know is that he's in jail. And it's not fair. It's not fair. And justice needs to be
It's not
done. Something
fair.
needs to be
It's
done.
not fair. And something does need to be done. Jasper, Texas, Beaumont, Texas are some very racist areas.
Jefferson
Are some
County, yes,
very
ma'am.
racist there. I don't know the population there, but the police department, the law enforcement there, the DAs are very racist there.
Yes, ma'am. They is. They is
In that
because
part of Texas.
my son, the girlfriend that he had at the time, went over there and talked to one of the detectives that had went picked up my son or whatever. Went to talk to my son and was telling the detective that my son is a good kid. She got two small kids. He never tried to do nothing to her kids. He'd give her kids anything in the world, and she knew that that wasn't Fabe. He kept trying to make her say bad stuff about Fabe, but she kept saying good stuff about Fabe, so he didn't want to hear. So basically, they just got him sitting in jail. They don't really have. I feel like me being a parent, I mean, I don't work for law enforcement or nothing like that. I used to work for Patriot Security, but I don't work for law enforcement like that. But I know for a fact, if you had a case on a person, they would have been went to court. It don't take nobody 3 years to go to court. It don't.
So
It don't take.
why? So why is he there? If there's a video of isn't the gentleman Jake Jones
Yes, ma'am.
saying that he has did nothing, that he wasn't a part of any of that, why
Yes,
is
ma'am.
he there? Why
Yes,
is he
ma'am.
there? And according to you, there was some young women who said they didn't even know who your son, Fabian Dante Scott is.
Yes, ma'am. The girls that was on the case when this sex trafficking was supposed to happen. When I talked to Marvin Lewis, he said that he was the court appointed lawyer. He said that he talked to the girls and he asked the girls. He said that he asked the girls, "Well, who is Fabian?" And they said, "We don't know no Fabian." And then he said, "Well, who is the dude?" She said the dude he was dark skinned, and he had one tattoo. If you ever see my son, I can show you a picture of my son right now. Well, if he take his shirt off, it look like he got on the shirt because his body full of tattoos and he's a yellow bone. So we already know they're not talking about him.
Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. No wonder Mr. Ricky Jason is in on this. This is an injustice. This is a complete injustice. This does not make any sense. They got Mr. Everyone, they got Mr. Fabian Dante Scott, a 26-year-old young man. They've had him in jail for 3 years on $1 million bond and won't take him to court, won't take him to trial. It's obvious they don't have anything on him, because if they did have anything on him for sex trafficking, they would have been took him to court.
Yes,
He's just
ma'am.
sitting in jail. A 4.3 GPA football player with a social of arts degree. And what was his degree in?
It was a public administration and social degree. Can you hold on right quick and I can go get it and show it to you?
Okay.
Let
Yes,
me go
ma'am.
get it because people always. This is right here. This is public administration social degree.
I see it. I see it. I see
That's
the
his.
associate.
And this
You
is
must be very proud.
his army paperwork when he was finna go to the army. The papers in the inside. When they picked him up, they picked him up. Before they picked him up, he was finna go to the army. This is paperwork right here.
Okay.
And
So they base. What
these
is
are
the
like his
name of?
pictures when he played football. That's his picture when he played football. That's his picture when he was in college. Just to let you know that I'm not, because people always think of somebody lying. But just to let you know that, like I would say, my word is my bond. My son was a good kid.
Yes, it's obvious he's a good kid. He's still a good kid, but they're trying to break him down to make him take a plea deal for something he did not do.
Yes, ma'am.
He should not
I
take
just
a
want,
plea deal.
I
Has
just want
Mr.
my
Jason went
son.
to visit him?
No, ma'am. Not that I know of. I don't think so.
Mr. Ricky hasn't went to visit him. Okay,
No, ma'am.
but you did have a protest,
Yes, ma'am.
and they
We
wouldn't
had
even
me.
show
It
it
was
on TV.
Yes, ma'am. It was me, Mr. Ricky, my son, my daughter, and my husband at the time. We did a rally over there in Beaumont over there at the courthouse or whatever. We had to Channel 12 News, and right after we did the rally or whatever else, he was they never posted on the news. Mr. Ricky said he don't even think that he had the mic on. The man that was that he had us talking on the mic and stuff. Said he don't even think the man had the mic on. So
That's
they
ridiculous.
right along with the police. And it's sad. And I mean, like I said, I'm a mother. And I'm pretty sure any other mother, if they knew that their son was innocent, they'd be doing the same thing that I'm doing. And I know my son is innocent. I know he a
The
good
name of
kid.
the prosecutor. What is the name of the prosecutor?
The prosecutor, I don't even know the name of the prosecutor. I don't even know the name of the
Is it the
prosecutor.
same prosecutor or is it a different prosecutor?
I think it's a different one because, like I said, he been in there 3 years and everything is changing. So he probably
Have
got a different one.
Have you talked to the prosecutors?
Have Faye talked to him?
Yeah. Have he talked to him? Has he said anything to the
Faye said he,
prosecutors?
Faye said he been trying to do everything on his own. He been writing letters to people and stuff like that. And then he said that he had like a gun charge and a liquor license before he got this sex trafficking charge because they had picked him up from Stripes. He had an ankle monitor on his leg, and when he went to court, he told the judge, he said, "Well, when I came out the store, I never had a weapon on me or nothing like that." So he asked the policeman at the time he was in there. He said, "Well, did this young man have a weapon on him when he came out the store?" And they said no. And Judge Stevenson dismissed both of them charges. And then right after that, they come pick him up for sex trafficking. And the reason why they picked him up, they knew where he was at because he had their ankle monitor on him at the time. But he never been in trouble. Anytime something go on, it's always them picking, 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 picking. They always find something to do, something to pick on my son. Like when they locked my son up, not one time did they come and tell me that they picked my son up. But the minute they find out me and Mr. Ricky and my kids was doing a rally, the detectives went to my mama house looking for me. Now I'm pretty sure they got my address, but they went to my mama house looking for me because they found out we was doing a rally. But then the other time, y'all wasn't looking for me when y'all locked my son up. Then they was following my husband them. They was following me And you know what? My son already in jail. Why y'all harassing us? They just dirty, and they just dirty. And my son need to get out of there, cause all he been doing since he been in there is fight, and that's because he in there by himself. All he been doing is fighting. And he like he told me when I talked to him, he say, Mama, this is not me. He say, I want to get out of there. I want to go to the beach with my girlfriend and have fun. I want to go back to school. I want to go to the army like I was finna go to the army before I locked up. This is not me. I'm not a jailbird. This is exactly what my son told me. He said, I am not a jailbird, mama. And you know this not me. I have a little sister. He have a little sister. He won't even let if my daughter come up to him right now, she's 24 years old. If she come up to Faye right now and say, Faye, I got a boyfriend, he gonna tell her, no, you don't. He don't even want her having a boyfriend. So I know this charge that they trying to put on him is not right. I know it's not right. And the video that the DA got that he won't give nobody, he know it's not right. They just want him to just sit in jail. He been in there already almost 3 years. That is
They
sad.
want him to sit in jail and take a plea deal for something he did not do.
He didn't do. It's sad, man. It's sad. Justice needs to be done. This is
So
ridiculous, man.
basically, so basically, your son has been in jail 3 years on $1 million bond for sex trafficking.
Yes,
Has not
ma'am.
went to court. Had
No,
a
ma'am.
4.3 GPA. Played university football. Was going in the military, minding his own business, and they'll keep picking at him. The police do. Just keep at him, keep at him. Just because he's a young black male
Yes, ma'am.
who
Yes,
lives
ma'am.
there.
Yes,
Because
ma'am.
he's a
That's
young black male that lives there, he automatically is a criminal.
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
See, you got certain areas where black people just should not live. And where I live at is one of them. There are just certain areas black people should not live.
Yes, ma'am.
That area what Mr. James Byrd Jr. was dragged to death, Jasper, Texas, tied in a pick behind a pickup truck and dragged to death. The black man that was, that's one of them.
Yes,
That's
ma'am.
that's um that's the reason. I mean, the people are racist, and it's obvious that they're racist. That they don't hide it. They say, "Oh, it's this reason, it's that reason." But I hate that your son is in jail. I hate it for you. You're a mother. I hate it for Fabian Dante Scott. I hate it for your son. I wish there was more I could do. He needs to be free. Fabian Dante Scott needs to be free. He needs to be able to go on with his life. If and when he gets out of there, he does not need to live there because they're not going to leave him alone.
Yes, ma'am. He said when he get out there, he's not gonna be in Port Arthur. He getting out of Port Arthur.
Yeah, he needs to leave because they're not going to leave him. They're going to keep picking at him until they get another charge on him. That I believe they're going to have to let him go. I believe they're going to
And
have to
then
let him go, and I believe you need another attorney.
and then see, I wrote Judge Stevenson a letter, and I sent them pictures of my son. All his football stuff when he graduated, when he got signed, and all that. Letting them know I wrote him a letter, letting them know that he was a good kid, and I know for a fact that he didn't do no sex trafficking and all this stuff. But like I say, all I can do is try to be a mother and do my part. But like you say, they racist, so it's going in one end out the other.
What I don't understand is this: why? How can you keep somebody in jail for 3 years without taking them to court? When you can only keep somebody in jail 364 to 365 days.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't
Yes,
understand it.
ma'am.
Do you understand that?
No, ma'am. Every time he have a court date, they reset it. Every time he have a court date, they reset it. He's supposed to go next month. They might reset that too. He ain't been going. He ain't been to court since he been in there. That's why he fighting. That's why he lynching out. That's why he doing what he doing. Because he even got to the point to where he got mad and went out cussed me out because he feel like every time he feel like by him being in there, he feel like it's my fault because he feel like that I can do more. And like I told him, I can only do what I can do, man. I know you innocent. I know you don't do, you don't need to be in there. I know you don't deserve to be in there. But I can only do so much because they racist.
They're breaking him.
What can I
They're racist. They're racist and they're breaking a young black man. They are racist
and
and they are breaking a young black man and they know it. They know they're racist. They know they're getting away with it. They know they've gotten away with it for 3 years. They know they have a video that says he is innocent. They are racist.
and
They are completely
not just
racist.
and not just that, when he was in jail, he got in a fight or whatever. He got in a fight with a young man, and when him and the young man had a fight, the policeman tasered him, and they kept on tasing him. They kept tasing him to where like they was trying to kill him. And Faye say if it wasn't for his homeboys getting in it and pushing the policeman off of him, they would have killed him because they kept on tasing to where he had messed up his hand. And then said that they handcuffed him. They had handcuffed my son, handcuffed him in jail. When they handcuffed my son said they pushed him down the steps while he was handcuffed. He also said that they used to take him to this little place in the jailhouse where they don't have no cameras and beat him. My son told me this. They used to take him to a place where they don't have no cameras and beat my son while he in jail. So it ain't just a racist thing. They trying to hurt him while he in there.
They are hurting him while he is in there. They're hurting him while he is in there and he is innocent. And they got a video camera with a gentleman saying, Mr. Fabian Dante Scott has absolutely nothing to do with this. And they take him to a place in jail and beat him where there are no cameras. Just to
And
break
not
him.
just
They
and not
enjoying
just
doing that to him. They are
yes,
enjoying
ma'am.
doing that to him.
And
They
I
have a
got
young
I got
man with a future, a young black man with a future, and they are enjoying him. They are
I got
enjoying it.
I got a text message, last night, right after I got the phone with you, from Jake Jones' wife, the dude that didn't sign for that signed for 20 years. I got a text message from his wife last night, and she said that Jake told her to call to text me because they wanted to get in touch with Fabe lawyer so they can tell Fabe lawyer that he innocent and he don't have nothing to do with sex trafficking. So
Get
they
in
know
touch
he
with that
innocent.
lawyer. Get in touch
Yes,
with that
ma'am.
lawyer. Get in touch with that lawyer
Yes, ma'am.
and tell him that. Call him as soon as you can. If you have to go down there to his office. If you have to go to
Yes,
his
ma'am.
office, you get in touch with that attorney because this
Yeah, cause I
doesn't
got
make any sense to keep him
yes,
in jail.
ma'am.
I don't even know if it's legal to charge somebody and keep them in jail for 3 years. I don't even
Under
know
a
if that's
million
something
dollar
legal.
bond, $1 million bond since he been in there. The bond ain't went down or nothing. He's still in there under $1 million bond. See what it was? His bond was like, I think his bond was like five something. Because I had went up there, I was gonna bond him out. The bond was like 500 or something to get him out at first. And then when I was up there at the window, the man say, "Hold on." And then I was waiting, and then the man came back. He said they went up on his bond. That's when they went up to $1 million. Cause I was just finna get him out. See what I'm saying? So
One hundred
it's just
thousand dollars.
it's
One
just too
hundred
much.
thousand dollars to bail him out.
Yes, ma'am. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah,
But
it's racism. It's racism and sickening.
but
It's
what make it
downright
right?
sickening.
What make it right for you? I don't care what kind of job you got. You're supposed to protect and serve. What make it right for you to take somebody's child and put him somewhere where they don't have no cameras and beat him? What makes it right for you to push somebody's child down the steps when they handcuffed? What makes it right for you to constantly taser this man like you trying to kill him just because he got into a fight? Really? Y'all that
Because
dirty?
he's black. All because he's black. All because he's black. They doing it because he's black. All right, everyone. This is a very emotional interview. I don't know what to say. I hope Mr. Ricky Jason can help. I hope he can do something. I feel sorry. I feel for Miss Nikita Myers. This is Miss Nikita Myers, everyone. She's from
Pulled out to Texas.
Beaumont, Texas. That's a
Pulled out
racist area. That's what Mr. Christopher Shaw was. Mr. Christopher Shaw took a plea deal, and they
yes,
paralyzed,
ma'am.
and the police paralyzed him. They gave him 10 years probation. And that part, y'all know, was Beaumont, Texas. It wasn't Jasper, Texas, where Mr. James Byrd. How far are you from Jasper, Texas?
Probably about 4 hours, 3, 4 hours.
3 or 4 hours from Jasper, Texas. You're a good ways from Jasper, Texas. And
Yes,
Jasper,
ma'am.
Texas, that's where they did Mr. James Byrd Jr. like that. Have you ever heard of Mr. Christopher Shaw?
Yes, ma'am. I seen it on Mr. Ricky Facebook.
Yeah, Mr. Christopher Shaw took a plea deal, and he had Mr. Benjamin Crump representing him, Attorney Benjamin Crump. He took a plea deal. Um, he took a 10-year plea deal, and the police paralyzed him, body slammed him on his head. All right, everyone, and that part, I don't know if it's Beaumont. That wasn't Beaumont, though, was it?
No, ma'am. Well,
Christopher Shaw. What
no,
happened
I
with
don't think.
Christopher Shaw?
I don't know. I don't know. In probably, I don't know if it was in Beaumont or not.
It wasn't Beaumont. I don't think it was Beaumont, Texas. It was near there, though. It's about 2 hours from there. All right,
Oh,
everyone. You've been listening to Show Talk with Angela Butler. Miss Nikita Myers, I'm going to promote the crap out this show. And I'm going to send it to attorneys and people. I'm going to send it to Mr. Ricky Jason. I'm going to send it to everybody I can. And I hope you get some justice. And I hope you sue the living crap out of them for false arrest.
yes, ma'am.
And
Yes,
I hope he
ma'am.
doesn't take a plea deal.
He's not. He said he's not signing nothing because he not guilty.
He's not going to take a plea deal.
No,
No
ma'am.
matter how they beat him, they're gonna have to kill him.
Yes,
I hope
ma'am.
they don't kill him, and I hope he don't
Yes,
take a plea deal.